Welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and this is the new DLC that just released today, and can you guess what it is? Oh, I don't know. I think it might be about, $6 in typical SnowRunner fashion. Now, not to get too caught up in the memes of it all, but I am actually genuinely curious to see how these trucks drive, because a lot of people have been really at these things, saying things like, why do we need highway trucks? That belongs in, like, American Truck Simulator. It doesn't belong in this game. Why do we have it here? Why do we need it? And frankly, I would really like to find out if these things actually stack up or not. So that's why I brought them out here to the summer testing grounds, and we're going to jump into them and see how they drive. Now, I will say, though, I'm going to be spending most of my time in this. This is the new 57X. This is kind of the primary focus of this DLC. There are also two other versions of the 47X, and those are the 57X NF1424 and the 47X NF1424 and 47X NF1430. A lot of numbers and letters in these things, but we'll talk about those trucks a little bit later. Now let's fire up the 57X, get it into the garage, and see what the customization is all about. Now let's go into the inside first real quick. Look at that. That's a very futuristic setup. Although, it's... Ooh. Okay, I gotta hand it to you. The seats are actually really nice looking. The sleeper is really nice looking, but I'm still not fully convinced that this thing is gonna be... Oh my god! Bro, it's really fast. Like, I was not expecting that amount of kick off of the line. That's actually ridiculously fast. All right, so let's see. Now, right off the bat, it's actually stock. It's got a S+ power to weight rating. So if we go all the way to the top engine, which is the 2850 TC, we're going to go ahead and throw that in. And it's big. The description is great. It's big, it's heavy, and it's powerful enough to move the immovable. Is that so? Because the immovable doesn't usually move. But let's see. We got a balanced gearbox, fine-tune, high range, and off-road. Let's try, keeping with the theme of speed, let's try the high-range gearbox. Then we have a stock suspension combined with a raised suspension, so we'll throw that into it as well. And we have a 43-inch factory highway tire. We have all-terrain tires, and we also have off-road tires. And it seems like the most aggressive setup that you can go with, excluding, obviously, the chain tires, is this, the 44-inch UOD2. Now, these tires have a really good grip rating in terms of mud and slick stuff, so they should be really good for us. And we'll go with the advanced heavy winch. Spare tire-wise, we'll go ahead and throw that in the back. Snorkels-wise, we've got, ooh, I actually kind of dig these. Those are very tall, very, very tall. You can do a log carrier, you can do a LC 3.8 loading crane, as well as saddle high and saddle low. For this particular adventure, I think we're going to do a saddle high, and let's see what we can do in terms of extra add-ons. Now, let's see, stock, wait a minute, oh, rear bumpers wise, well, wait a minute, the rear bumper actually customizes the sides of the truck. Interesting, so you can do like an arrow side, or you can kind of raise the sides up a little bit. I'm going to do that because I feel like that's going to give me better clearance. Now, let's see, angled sun visor, straight cap sun visor, stock sun visor. I'm kind of actually pretty keen on the stock one. I'm going to leave the stock one on there. Now, a couple of different bumpers. You got the fog lighter, you got the handlebars, and you've got the standard. I'm going to do probably the fog lighter, actually. Both of them have a integrated winch, which is really nice. Now, let's see. Factory parking lights, we'll throw them on up there. External horn. Oh, quad horns up top. I'll do that. Now, let's see. Got some gigantic exhaust options. Flap cap, snub heat shielded. We've got a funnel exhaust, which goes right down out the side, which is cool. And then slant cut, which gives you triple exhaust stacks. Triple! That gives you a total of 6 exhaust pipes, which I think is more than anything else that comes factory in the game. Now, wheels-wise, let's go through our options. We've got a pretty standard assortment here of stock in-game wheels. Those aren't really going to change all that much. We do have a Phoenix DLC paint job, which obviously comes with the truck. I don't know. I mean, some people are going to really like it. Some people are going to be a little bit not interested in how over the top it is, I think. But that definitely looks like it took a page right out of the American Truck Simulator, truck skin playbook with that one. You do also have a really nice, whoa, okay. Yo, I like these better than the main, like, DLC Phoenix paint job. Is that bad that I prefer these? I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I'm going to go with it, though. It's kind of neat. Although, I'm still kind of back and forth on it. Well, here, we'll do this one. We'll do this one. I dig that one. We'll go ahead and throw beans on the dash, and then let's see. So, we'll throw maybe something up there like, we'll do probably just the dice. Let that be good to go. And there's your obviously, once again, standard assortment of stickers that you can go through and place wherever you would like. I'm going to go all the way down the list because I feel like I want to make sure that there aren't any new ones before we continue on. Interesting. Whoa! All right. Let's see. Head of the pack. Let's see. Moonkeeper. Oh, these are really neat. Yo, these are actually Western Star themed stickers. I dig that. I actually really like that. Let's go with, let's see, head of the pack. We'll just throw that right there on the hood. Yeah, no worries at all. And then hood ornaments, we'll leave all that alone. And then now, oh, bro, this thing looks like a parts bin special. This is bad. This is actually not what I thought it was going to turn out like. I thought it was going to turn out a lot more tasteful than this. This seems just over the top and ridiculous. No diff lock and all-wheel drive not installed. Does it have all-wheel drive as an option? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see. Suspension, tires, wheels, add-ons. I mean, it doesn't look like it does. Stickers, stuff, trailers. Let's see. Wings, default, spotlight, visor. It doesn't look like it has either one. Whoa. I don't know how I feel about that because that kind of makes me a little bit worried to take this thing through any kind of, you know, sketchy terrain, but we're going to try it anyway because, again, this is the main truck in the DLC as far as I'm concerned. This is the one that if you buy this DLC, this is the one you're going to be, I think, kind of the most excited about, you know what I mean? So there is the heavy-duty Lowboy trailer, and I'm back and forth on whether or not I want to do that because it's not, well, actually, you know how we can incorporate this really nicely? We'll throw one of the other new trucks, one of the alternate 47X variants, on the back of this trailer. So let me drive down just a little bit closer to the exit, and then we'll load one of those guys on the back of this trailer, and that will actually be our cargo. So we'll lower the ramp down, we'll stop, we'll swap over, we'll fire this thing up, and, ooh, I do dig the detail with, like, the lines and everything that are running through the middle of the frame right there on the back of the truck. That looks really neat. All right, will you even drive up on the back of this thing? I doubt it. Not bad. Not bad. It actually made its way up there a little bit easier than I thought it did. Although it's pretty, like, off to the side. Give me one. Whoa. Easy. Hold on. Come on. Not bad. Honestly, not bad. I'm pretty content with how easy that was to drive up there. All right, let's pack it up, and we'll raise the ramps. And now, let's take this thing for a drive, and I think we'll just throw it into the challenge, like, right off the bat. So, unlike normal, I'm going to go left instead of right. Okay, we're going to hear that again, because that's actually one of the best horns I've heard in SnowRunner in a really long time. Take a listen. Dude, I can totally see some mod creators using that horn on their rigs. And also, this is a gorgeous photo of these trucks. I don't know. I really think that it works with, like, you know, the rainy atmosphere and everything. That looks sick. All right, let's see what this thing is like to drive. I'm already impressed by how fast it is. Well, it almost pulled the front end off the ground. All right, let's throw it right into some challenge. And we got it stuck instantly. Nice, nice. Okay, yep, so that's how that works. You know, it's funny. I heard some people in the community talking about how this thing was apparently overpowered and was, like, way too easy to drive through mud. I gotta be honest, y'all. I'm not seeing it. It's, being too easy to drive through mud is definitely not the, it's not the first thing that comes to mind when I'm driving this thing, I'll tell you that. Now, whether or not that makes it worth the $6 for the DLC is completely and totally up to those of you that choose to purchase this truck. Because, you know, again, I feel like some people are totally down for these highway trucks, but others are just not, you know? Others are just not as interested in the highway style of gameplay, and I feel like the highway trucks would make more sense if the highway physics made more sense. But the problem with the highway physics is that they don't really make all that much sense. Now, I will say there are some mod maps, like for example, highway hauling, and really mod regions at this point. That's one of the most complete mod regions in the game. There are some mod regions like that that have gone above and beyond in terms of making the highway gameplay a little bit more relevant to the game. But in a lot of the base maps, you're not going to be doing a lot of highway hauling type gameplay. And I feel like that's where a truck like this, in a way, kind of falls on its face, because you don't have the capability to drive through even the slightest bit of mud like we're trying to do here. And if you're talking about a map region like, let's say, Tamir or Yukon, you're going to have to drive this truck through some pretty gnarly terrain. And as you can see, once we drive out of the mud, it starts to, yes, put down a little bit more grip, but I don't know if that's enough, you know? I mean, and whether or not that's enough for you to justify buying the DLC, or whether it even makes you want to buy the DLC or not, is completely and totally up to you, the individual. So let's pull a little bit further forward with this. Just a little bit. Come on. Almost there. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Man, until those rear tires get traction, you're going to be struggling with it. And the only other thing that's weird to me is I feel like a truck like this would have at least the option in real life of having a locker. And I know that I've said that a lot lately about different vehicles in SnowRunner not having lockers that I feel like would have them in real life. I mean, I'm sure, now granted I haven't fact-checked this, but I'm sure if you asked Western Star, like if you were ordering a truck from them and you asked them for an axle locker, they'd be able to put one in for you. They would be able to make that a part of your truck order. But, I mean, you would think, right? Same as the tractors in Season 8, especially that new Kirovets K7M, you would think that that would be able to be optioned if you were going to buy one and you were like, hey, I want this with a locker. They'd be like, oh, no problem, we'll throw that right in, and you might have to wait a little longer for your order, but that's just going to be that. It just feels a little bit weird to me that that's not even remotely an option. Now, I'm going to have to, you know, this is pretty disappointing, actually. The fact that, like, it's not actually even all that stuck, and we're having to use this guy to pull it out. I mean, and once we actually start pulling, it's no big deal. But, I mean, the fact that we even had to pull it out, I mean, it was already, the rear tires were on the grass. And if the rear tires are on the grass, I shouldn't have to do anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really shouldn't have to do anything else. At least I don't feel like I should have to do anything else from a driving perspective. I feel like it weakens the truck so much to have to, like, rely on other trucks to pull it out. Although it does look really pretty on camera. It looks really, really good on camera, but that's only going to get the thing so far. Let's make our way on up the hill. See, okay, when you throw it in high and you're rolling down a road, it is great. I'm not gonna, you know, not gonna sugarcoat that one bit. It does absolutely rip down the road, and it's a really fast truck. That's one of the things that I keep going back to, is that it's a really fast truck. And I know that there might be some people that might say, well, you know, you shouldn't have tested it in the mud with a trailer behind it. It would have made it through if it didn't have a trailer behind it. But here's the thing. Why would you be driving a truck like this without a trailer behind it or without cargo behind it? I mean, just a observation there, at least from my perspective. You wouldn't be driving it without the trailer, unless you just wanted to drive the truck and enjoy the truck as a cruise-around vehicle, which I don't think you're going to do because it's not a Scout. I feel like you'll almost always have a trailer behind it, and that's why I feel like its abilities need to be tested with a trailer behind it anyway. Oh, it does have the speed, though, to drive right the heck over these, like, mini mud pits in the road. I mean, and at least that's a good thing, right? It's able to put down enough speed to do that, but even then, I feel like that's not going to save it from a lot of the challenging scenarios on a lot of these maps. And I'm not even talking about mod maps. I'm talking about vanilla maps that come in the game, like, from the get-go. It is really quick to get up into high, and it's got a ton of torque, but, I mean, I don't know. In terms of, like, what we saw in the mud earlier, man, I just don't know how much that's going to save it. I mean, dare I take it through the dips obstacle? I don't think so, because I think I'm going to get it, again, immediately stuck. Like, I should not have to be constantly worrying about getting my truck stuck, especially a DLC truck that you paid for, you know? I mean, granted, I get it, it's not that, it's not that style of gameplay, but I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below whether or not you think this truck has a place in this game. Like, do you think it should be here? Do you think it shouldn't be here? Do you think it's pointless? Do you think it's useful? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And also, let me know if you think it's worth the price of entry for the DLC. Now, as we always do in these videos on the summer testing grounds, we are going to take it over to the bridge jump. We are going to jump it. And who knows, it might actually end up landing the jump pretty well. You never know. There have been some vanilla trucks in this game that have landed that jump really well, and I know it's not like a typical measure of a truck's performance in SnowRunner, but it's always a fun one to do. I do like the dash. I know it's a very simplistic dash, but it does look really good. I will give it that. I will definitely give it that. It does look good. All right, let's bring you on up the hill. I do love that horn. That horn sounds really, really good. I would go so far as to say that's probably the best sounding semi-truck horn in the game. I just don't know why it's not on more trucks, frankly. All right, throw it in automatic mode, kick the clutch a couple times, and full send. Well, full send-ish. It's not necessarily as much of a full send as I thought. All right, it's in 8th. Let's go. I mean, I gotta hand it to it. It still drives. It still drives really well, and I don't think it's... Yeah, we didn't break the fuel tanks, we didn't break the engine, we didn't break the suspension. We damaged the suspension pretty good, but, I mean, look what we did with it. Look what we did to it. I would be surprised if it was, if it didn't take any damage. Come on, almost there. Okay, see, that's weird. So it shouldn't have been able to get out of that if it was not able to get out of the scenario that it was in earlier. I feel a little bit weird about that now, because I feel like the scenario it was in earlier was, like, not as bad as that, but that one, it drove out just fine. This truck confuses me. But if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the video and, of course, the truck in the comment section down below. And if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on, and I will see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.